Welcome to EFM's 3 p.m. News. I am your presenter, Narissa Bostwick. First off, on the local scene. Minister of National Mobilization, Honorable Kisal Peters, has called for a collective approach and decisive action in breaking the cycle of violence. In a statement on Monday, Minister Peters condemned the recent acts of violence and insisted that as a nation, we must never grow numb to this violence.
The Ministry of National Mobilization, Social Development, Family, Gender Affairs, and Persons with Disabilities is deeply disturbed by the recent acts of violence that have rocked our communities. We unequivocally condemn all forms of violence, whether against women, men, or children. Violence has no place in a society that values dignity, justice, and human life. We extend our heartfelt condolences and empathy to the families and loved ones of those affected. Our thoughts and prayers are with you during this unimaginably difficult time. The ministry stands in solidarity with all victims and survivors, and we reaffirm our commitment to supporting those who are suffering, often in silence.
Minister Peters urged women in abusive relationships to seek help as the state provides resources and the necessary safety net to help women in such situations.
To the women of our nation, if you are living in fear, feeling unsafe, or enduring abuse, please know that you are not alone. Help is available. We urge you to reach out, whether you speak to a friend, a relative, a social worker, or contact our office. Taking that first step can save your life.
The Minister of National Mobilization also reminded all citizens that they have a role to play in breaking the cycle of violence in society.
The time to act is now. We all have a role to play in breaking the cycle of violence. Speak up when you witness abuse. Support survivors with empathy. Challenge harmful behaviors and toxic attitudes. Hold each other accountable because real change begins at home, in our communities, and in our everyday interactions. We call upon the justice system to respond swiftly and decisively. Perpetrators must be brought to justice, and survivors must be protected and empowered to rebuild their lives without fear.
That was Minister of National Mobilization, Honorable Kisal Peters. On September 13th, police arrested and charged Keontae Samuel, a 19-year-old laborer of Clifton, Union Island, and Camden Park, with 2 counts of wounding. Investigation revealed that the accused unlawfully and maliciously wounded a 39-year-old contractor of Union Island by cutting him on his right hand with a knife. He was also charged with wounding an 18-year-old laborer of the same address by cutting him in his abdomen with a knife. The offenses were committed in Ashton, Union Island on September 9th this year. Samuel appeared before the Kingston Magistrate Court on Monday, September 15th. Both matters were withdrawn for want of prosecution. Meanwhile, Jarrell Phillips, a 23-year-old fisherman of Redemption Sharps and Vermont, was arrested and charged with the offenses of possession of an illegal firearm and possession of illegal ammunition. According to police, investigations revealed that the accused had in his possession 1 Smith & Wesson semi-automatic pistol, serial number unknown, without a license issued under the Firearm Act. He was also charged with having in his possession 11 rounds of 9mm ammunition without a license issued under the Firearm Act. The offenses were committed on September 12th in Kingstown. Phillips appeared before the Serious Offences Court on Monday, September 15th, and pleaded not guilty to the charges. He was granted bail in the sum of EC $10,000 with 1 surety. The matter was adjourned for trial on October 7th this year. The Dental Services Department of the Ministry of Health, Wellness and the Environment will be hosting a dental health forum later this week as part of activities for Dental Health Week 2025, which is being observed from September 15th to 19th. The Dental Health Forum will be convened under the theme, "A Healthy Mouth is the First Step Towards a Healthy Body." This engaging discussion on oral health and wellness will take place at the Peace Memorial Hall in Kingstown on Thursday, September 18th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., and the general public is invited to attend. On to regional news. 4 CARICOM countries have been listed in the United States U.S. President Donald Trump's determination on major drug transit or major illicit drug producing countries for fiscal year 2026, submitted to the U.S. Congress. According to the document, President Trump has identified the Bahamas, Belize, Haiti, and Jamaica as major transit or major illicit drug producing countries. The other countries named are Afghanistan, Bolivia, Burma, the People's Republic of China, Colombia, Costa Rica, the Dominican Republic, Ecuador, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, India, Laos, Mexico, Nicaragua, Pakistan, Panama, Peru, and Venezuela. President Trump noted that a country's presence on the list is not necessarily a reflection of its government's counter-drug efforts or level of cooperation with the United States. But he said consistent with the statutory definition of a major drug transit or major illicit drug producing country outlined in the Foreign Assistance Act, FAA, of 1961, the reason countries are placed on the list is the combination of geographic, commercial, and economic factors that allow drugs or precursor chemicals to be transited or produced, even if a government has engaged in robust and diligent narcotics control and law enforcement measures. Grenada's Prime Minister, Dickon Mitchell, and the Cabinet of Ministers will be the first to contribute money to an account that will be established by the Ministry of Finance for Grenadians and the people in the diaspora to contribute money to build the new hospital, which will be located in Hopevale, St. George. The new hospital project, Project Polaris, is a capital project of the government, an 84-acre medical city to be located in Hopevale, Grenada, which will include a new state-of-the-art, climate-resilient smart hospital as its cornerstone. The government said it would provide the citizens of Grenada with advanced secondary and tertiary services and serve as the epicenter for Grenada's medical and retirement tourism industry, advanced health sciences research, and biotech initiatives. I have been asked by the Prime Minister and his cabinet to convey to you that the Prime Minister and his cabinet will lead by example and start this process by donating 1 month's salary before the end of 2025, and thereafter 1 month's salary in each calendar year until Project Polaris is commissioned towards the cost of construction of Project Polaris, the Governor General announced when she presented the throne speech during the ceremonial opening of the 4th session of the 11th Parliament on Friday, September 12th. The government looks forward to the commencement of construction works on Project Polaris in 2026. And finally, in the news at this hour, Israel has launched its long-planned major ground offensive on Gaza City, conducting heavy airstrikes overnight as troops pushed into the edges of the city. Thousands of Palestinians have been forced to flee down a single coastal road to the center of the Strip, joining hundreds of thousands who have already fled. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said a powerful operation had been launched against Hamas' last major stronghold, but UN Human Rights Chief Volker Turk condemned the assault as totally and utterly unacceptable. Meanwhile, a United Nations UN Commission of Inquiry says Israel has committed genocide against Palestinians in Gaza. We hear more from Chair of the Commission and a former UN High Commissioner for Human Rights, Navi Pillay.
The Commission concluded that Israel has committed genocide against the Palestinian people in Gaza and that it is continuing with that genocide. It is now almost 2 years since Israel launched its military campaign in the Gaza Strip in October 2023. This has been the most ruthless, prolonged, and widespread attack against the Palestinian Palestinian people since 1948. Every day that passes, the killings and the starvation of the Palestinians continue.
That report from the BBC. This has been WFM's at 3 p.m. News. I have been your presenter, Narissa Bosquick, and thank you for listening. Our next newscast will be presented at 5:30 p.m. Be sure to join us then.